everyone, welcome back to another fun and exciting video, which is kind of like a morbid topic, so I would never call it fun and exciting. I'm just trying to lighten up the mood here, people, just make everyone calm, at ease, because this can be a touchy subject for some people, but you've got to make the most of it. You've got to make light of it, because at the end of the day, think of this as a video that's going to help you and make today a better day. So what I want to speak about is the most common causes for relapses within eating disorders, a lot of addictions, just basically anything in life. The reason you go back to a bad behavior that is a preferred behavior, or we'll call it a safe place. Okay? And so first of all, if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Jax. I'm a nutritionist, I'm a yoga instructor, I'm a counselor. I work with helping people during rehabilitation, physically, emotionally, mentally, psychologically. Try to say that quickly. That's quite new tongue twister alert. So what I want to speak about is my experience with it myself through my 8-year eating disorder. Well, it's actually a lot longer than 8 years, but we'll just call it 8. And if you want to hear more about that, I will link the video down below, which just takes you through my whole story. But the things that I know lead to relapse aren't necessarily what I learned in a classroom, because the things I did learn in the classroom were pretty abstract and vague. They're from my personal experience, and I hope that it helps one person out there, whether it helps just spark something within you or just gives you an aha moment. That makes me happy. So happy Jax is a good Jax. First thing I want to get to is the whole I had a bite of cake mentality. When you go on a diet and you're like, okay, diet starts tomorrow. If you're always going to start your recovery tomorrow, that's another thing. And you've got to think of it as more behavior, like the behavior itself. Whether it's someone putting off starting a diet, or whether it's someone putting off quitting smoking, or whether it's someone putting off recovering or telling someone something. If there's something that's outside of your comfort zone and you don't want to do, trust me, we can all manipulate ourselves into not doing things. It's called procrastination, right? So it's one of those things where I can convince myself, I can give myself a good enough reason for not doing anything. Like, you justify it, as in, I should start tomorrow because I don't have the right stuff in the house, or I've got a lot going on today. I'm gonna prep today. It will always start tomorrow. You'll always only be ready for that step tomorrow. That is one of the first things I want to tell you. So that's not necessarily a relapse itself, but that's postponing recovery, or whatever the bad habit that you want to kick is. The second is comfort zone and safety net. When you're out of your comfort zone, say you're in a state of recovery, or you're introducing new behaviors, you're introducing things that aren't necessarily beknownst to your body. That is so old school and Shakespearean. Beknownst to that body. Anyway, when you're doing that, the body looks for those senses of comfort, things that it knows, because it's like, I'm good at what I know. A new behavior actually takes a lot of energy to learn. When you think about the last time you learned something new, it was a crap load of energy. Think of a baby learning to walk. They fall over, they fall over, they fall over, but they keep standing up. It's a new motion. They're all wobbly. They're like Bambi on ice the first time you start. Like, you try to stand up. So when you try and relearn a new behavior, a positive behavior, it's gonna feel uncomfortable. You are going to feel like Bambi on ice. But the body will naturally want the form of, least resistance, which is why it will try to go back to the old behavior. And that is when, like I spoke about in my last video, you've got to have that one person that keeps you on track. You've got to think about the one thing you want more than being in your comfort zone. Whether it's, your end goal is a planned dinner with a family member, or whether your end goal is going to take a vacation without a box of cigarettes, or with anything like that. You just always want that bigger picture at the front of your mind. And, whether you visually stick it up somewhere, stick that goal up, that reason why you ended up going on this process and this journey in the first place. And that will help keep you going through those moments that your body's like, nope, I want to go back to that. The third is a little break in restraint. So when like the diet mentality is just the easiest for me to just connect it to get you to understand. Okay, I can even go back to the smoking mentality. No, I've never smoked, never even puffed a cigarette, no interest in it, but I understand the mentality. So say you are on a diet, you've been doing really well, you go out for brunch with friends and you have that one cupcake or that one cheat meal. And you think, well, I've already, screwed my diet up now. Or you go out socially and you had one cigarette after you had quit for 1 week. You're like, I might as well just go back, just embrace this failure. Deviating for a little bit doesn't make it a failure. It only makes it a failure if you stick to that behavior. But it's okay to have hiccups along the way and to veer off your path as long as you come back. So have a cheat meal. If you had your cigarette, forget about the slip up. I want to say, don't assess it to move forwards. Don't look at what caused it. Unless it keeps recurring, that's a completely different thing. Just remove it from your mind. Stop beating yourself up. Stop berating yourself. It's not going to move forwards. If you want to move forwards as that new person with that new positive learned behavior, think about the person that would be that type. So say you're looking for a specific goal. Okay, you're looking to be a person that would feel comfortable eating whatever. How would that person react to that type of situation? How would a non-smoker react to having one cigarette? They wouldn't even think twice about it. They'd be like, okay, I had one cigarette. It's fine, let's move on. How would someone that would be that healthy person you want to be react to whether it was a day of restricting their calories or having a binge? They wouldn't. They'd be like, nah, I mean, most of the time I'm healthy, so it's fine. And that is that type of person. You have got to become the person you want to be. So if that kind of makes sense, kind of like a bit of a, philosophy sort of, to be or not to be. No, there was like a legit purpose behind, hello. There is like a legit purpose behind that type of phrase. You have to be the person you want to become. And it will happen. It's just a slow, long, and tedious process. But those are some of the main reasons people fall back into relapses. And is that one thing when you deviate from your path once, it's just you think, what is the point? It took so much effort to get there. No. Think like a person that's already recovered. It's never just, okay, it's one hiccup, move on. You're not that person anymore. So I hope that's a little bit helpful. And if you want more advice, if you want more tips, if there are specific things you want advice on, please reach out to me. I love hearing from you guys, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Like my videos, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more, and I will see you guys in my next video. Mwah.